Tulsa's fifth cross-conference game tonight as they entertain sixth place New Mexico United. Donovan Ricketts' men looking to continue the momentum and push for a top 7 playoff spot. Good evening, everybody. Welcome into One Oak Field. My name is Dave Saunders, joined by Big 12 champion Anna Beffer. And Anna, tonight it's simply a case of two strikers.
Yeah, Dave, Brian Brown and Jerome Kiesebetter were traded earlier this season and both playing against their former teams tonight. And both players also scored in their games on Saturday and are looking to add to that tally this evening. In addition, Brian Brown scored that game winner for FC Tulsa as things are starting to heat up offensively for the home side.
And he'll be joined up front with club legend for FC Tulsa. Let's have a look at Rodrigo da Costa.
Rodrigo da Costa has been a player that we've talked about all season for FC Tulsa. He scored his 7th of the season on Saturday night, and he just makes great runs off the ball, whether he's making those runs, distributing for FC Tulsa, and we've seen him score goals like this time and time again, and he makes it look easy, whether he's applying pressure up top, getting a deflection here, or scoring beautiful goals. We know that he's capable of so much for FC Tulsa, and it was noticed this week. Team of the Week bench award winner after his performance on Saturday, and he recently celebrated 100 USL Championship appearances. So Dave, just a top-notch player for FC Tulsa.
Top-notch player, and you can see him here inside the box with that trusty left foot, and I'll tell you what, he's not bad with his head as well. This was a beautiful strike with that left foot, and we'll see here now, and he's pretty good with his head as well.
Yeah, just again, getting in those good areas, making good runs, finding a way to get things done for FC Tulsa, and looking forward to watching him do it again this evening.
FC Tulsa's 4th game in 15 days. We'll be back after the break with your first half call and, of course, your first half lineups. Took his time, left-footed, slots it past the keeper. It is an immediate reply. We have got a grandstand finish. What a ball over the top. Suarez has scored. There is late drama here. J.J. Williams has scored for FC Tulsa. Goes towards goal and he scores in stoppage time. Wins the game for FC Tulsa.
Cryotherapy is great for athletes. It's great for muscle recovery, reduces aches and pains that they're having, help those muscles recover quicker from those intense workouts that they're going through.
These guys, they're banged up, they're working hard, they're dealing with injuries. I feel blessed that these guys are able to come in the office and, take advantage of our multiple service lines here at Tulsa Spine and Rehab.
Bill Knight Ford is your #1 Ford dealer in Oklahoma for 13 years. And now we're proud to invite you to come and let us help you build and custom order your new Ford, just the way you want it. The process is simple, and it's the best way to find your perfect new vehicle. Just hand pick exactly what you're looking for, and we'll make it happen.
Buying a car has never been easier. So come experience the difference at Bill Knight Ford and BillKnightFord.com, 96th and Memorial and home of the Knight Advantage.
Tonight's match is brought to you by Tulsa Tech. Make your own path to the career of your dreams with hands-on training from Tulsa Tech. By Bank of Oklahoma, we go above so you can go beyond. By Williams, we make clean energy happen. And by Osage Casino Hotel, your place to play. Good evening, everybody. Welcome in again to One Oak Field on a beautiful, beautiful night. It has been a very, very hot week here. We had a very hot temperature game on Saturday, and tonight as well is no exception at all. Let's have a look at the home starting 11, the Foxy Tacos home starting 11, and, well, Anna Beffer alongside me. Noah Powder there on the left-hand side gets his debut for FC Tulsa.
Yeah, FC Tulsa really excited for him and what he can do for this side. And then another player to note, Sion McFarland on that right wing, really dangerous up and down that line, plays in really dangerous balls. I'm curious to see how Dave Lebo Maloto in that front three on that right side, normally in a midfield position, but he has the ability to distribute the ball really well, and I'd imagine he'd try to combine a lot with Brian Brown, who's great at hold-up play.
As for the Rib Crib starting 11 for New Mexico United, coach Zach Prince has put Jerome Kiesenfeder, the former FC Tulsa player, on the bench, but Annabeth, we know all about Nico Brett up top.
Yeah, Nico Brett, a big threat for FC Tulsa's defense this evening. You'll notice here they're in a 3-4-3, but they can kind of shift more into a 3-4-2. They're a veteran side, a ton of experience, and I'm excited to see this matchup. Bruce there on that right side going up against Noah Powder, Dave, who you mentioned for FC Tulsa. That'll be really fun to watch.
Away we go then, and it's New Mexico United in those familiar all yellow strips, playing from right to left on your screens, up against the familiarity of the black and gold shirts for FC Tulsa that they so often wear, especially here at One Oak Field. There is an early touch there for Tabor Itaka, and it will be a goal kick as he gets the feel of the football and gives it to Austin Wormel. Austin Wormel, wearing all red in goal for FC Tulsa, gets the ball out to the left-hand side, and it's forward from Bradley Bourgeois. Bourgeois, who goes into the back three tonight alongside Johnny Fennick and Adrian Dispay. Bourgeois, the last couple of games, has been playing as a left wing back. Here's Daniel Bruce. And Bruce again, swinging the ball into the middle. And it goes now to the left-hand side. New Mexico United coming here in good form. And there is a throw-in, which will be for New Mexico United. It's going to be taken by Avuka. Only his second start, the 22-year-old. Here he is on the ball now. Going up against Eric Bird. Ball comes off Bird. It's going to go nicely here for Austin Wormel. Now we know it's already been mentioned by me that it's been a beautiful week here, and the high temperatures continue. 95 degrees at kickoff. Thank you to our weather report sponsored by Fox 23. And Anna, you know, how will it affect the players? We've obviously seen a few changes, I think, from both coaches, actually, because of the games that these two played at the weekend. But it's going to play a factor, isn't it?
Yeah, it will, and especially with this being a midweek game as well. Both teams coming off of matches on Saturday, and especially at this point in the season, you know, game management is a factor. You have to monitor the minutes players are playing and manage their bodies, but I'd imagine, especially if you're FC Tulsa, the heat, it's been around for a while, so I'm sure they're used to it by this point.
It's going to be a throw-in on this near side. Radi Avuka again, who's going to take it. The man in shot there, as I said, only started one other game before tonight. Here's Eric Bird. Bird goes to ground. Bird has won a free kick. Bit of pushing there from Azira. Eric Bird in the midfield alongside Kembo Kibato. Kibato, who comes in for the injury to Abinwa, so he'll be a big night for Kembo Kibato. You know, a favourite of the SC Tulsa crowd, Anna, because he, you know, gives so much energy, but a big night for the young man.
It will, and he's such a young player too, and at his age, he's already proven that he could be a really big player for FC Tulsa.
Now here's Nico Brett through here, but Adrian Dispay does really well to foil the danger there. And Bradley Bouchard will just clear there towards the subs for FC Tulsa. Here's Bruce trying to get it underway again. Sam Hamilton, the captain, involved. Brian Brown there, the former New Mexico United player, just hanging on to the defender there. Sawahi pushing the ball to the right-hand side. Will Seymour involved here. Spins it out to the right, gets a 1-2 here. Seymour goes down. Cross into the box. It's a really good one. And there's good defending. In fact, Siam McFarland was fouled by Michael Azira here, and it's going to be a free kick. But that was a good move down the right-hand side, Anna.
Yeah, it was a great effort. The combination play to lead to that play into space, and then just to be able to keep this ball alive. The hustle down the end line, and then obviously it ended up in a foul there, but still great look for New Mexico United.
Here's DaCosta. Good quick ball here to Lebo Maloto. He lays the ball off here to Cian McFarlane, up to DaCosta. DaCosta's fouled by Sawahi. The referee in there just to have a little word with the players. The referee tonight is Jervis Atangana. The assistants Shane Kennard and Ryan Starr, and fourth official is Will Franklin. There's the foul, Anna.
Yeah, quick look to Costa, just trying to hold up play, comes in behind referee in a good position to make that call. Swahi, easy decision.
Bradley Bourgeois up to powder his Kembo Kibato. Adrian Dispay. Raking ball out to the left-hand side. Just overdone that one a little bit, but he gets a thumbs up from Noah Powder. Interesting to me that Bradley Bourgeois is playing on the left of the three, Anna, but he's certainly pushing quite high up the field.
I mean, Bourgeois has had a taste of the offensive play. He had a really great game on Saturday, hit the woodwork and was able to get involved offensively, but obviously tonight with him more in that defensive position, he'll have to be mindful of that, but we know he can be threatening going forward as well.
There's Eric Bird tidying up Johnny Fennick, who's playing in the centre of the three, to Bourgeois. Bourgeois under some pressure there. DaCosta comes in, but the referee says it was too much pressure being applied there by Tebo Itaka. So a free kick to FC Tulsa. 6 minutes played here, 0-0 the score. Dave Saunders and Anna Beffer with you. Thanks for your company here on ESPN Plus, and also live here in Tulsa locally on My 41. Here's Kembo Kibato having to sit a little bit deeper. High press from New Mexico United, away by Fennick, headed back by Seymour. Here's Kibato again to Bourgeois. Clever ball infield there to out to the right hand side here now to Cian McFarlane. McFarlane will try to go round the long way, and he couldn't get past the number 26 Avuka, who's going to be spoken to here by the referee, saying no more, don't kick that ball away. Here's DaCosta. Back here to Adrian Dispay. Fennick will go across to the left-hand side to Bourgeois in the sunshine on the far side of the stadium. Lebo Maloto, who seems to be playing just in behind the front two. We said early on we wondered how he would fit into the jigsaw tonight. Lebo Maloto, highly experienced of course. Here's Dispay. He seems to be just in behind Brian Brown and DaCosta there, although as I say that, he's hitting the front line as well, and so it very much is a front three.
Yeah, we've seen him float into those spaces, but with his experience and ability to just see plays develop before they even happen, I think interim head coach Donovan Ricketts knows his ability and just gives him that freedom to float in behind Brian Brown, because we know he's great at holding up play as well and combining, so it'll be interesting to see how that plays out as this first half develops.
New Mexico United, a very good side, of course. They've only conceded 14 goals all season, really good on the road, only lost one game. And Anna, you know, in the context of FC Tulsa's season, where would you put this matchup tonight? Where would, you know, is it one of the most important games of the season so far?
I mean, you could argue that. I mean, each game continues to be more and more important. Obviously, the playoffs are coming up. Over half the season done. FC Tulsa in a position where they're just outside of that top 7 right now. New Mexico sitting in a position where they would make the playoffs currently. So FC Tulsa, in their mindset, each game is a must-win. Obviously, they want to make One Oak Field somewhat of a fortress. Donovan Ricketts has said that that's one of their goals, and FC Tulsa trying to make that happen.
Now here's Lebo Maloto, who's offside. It's a good ball from Brian Brown, but Maloto had gone just too quickly there. Lebo Maloto, as we said, highly experienced. This is his 13th start of the season. Does have a couple of assists. He was involved in the red card down in El Paso, which was rescinded. Very important to Interim coach Donovan Ricketts cause here, playing on the left of that 3. Although look for him, as I alluded to earlier, to be playing just in the number 10 position as well. Here's Ivuka. Wide on that left-hand side, goes back to Sawahi. Sawahi, who was born in France, played 82 times for Lou City. Highly experienced defender. Here he is on the ball again. Ivuka right on halfway. Look for that match-up down that right-hand side with Cian McFarland, who's playing wide on the right. Noah Powder wide on the left. Two very experienced campaigners for FC Tulsa. Now Fenwick's got caught here, but he gets back and gets it back to Austin Wormel, and the ball's kept in by Adrian Dispay, and that was a really good match-up between Tabor Ataka and Johnny Fenwick. Fenwick did well to recover there, Anna.
It was. Ataka made a great timed run in behind. Fenwick had to do a good job there to time that perfectly with his back facing goal. We'll get another look at it here. Great through ball right into stride, and Fenwick times that well. Austin Wormel as well had to be on his toes there. Fenwick almost shot that one on frame, but Wormel did a great job there to keep that one out. Yeah,
I don't think you can call that a pass back either, can you? So I think Wormel was entitled to go for that one with the arm. Here's the former New Mexico United man, Brian Brown. Both teams really feeling out each other's formations here. It's similar in that they're both playing a back 3. Here's Fenwick heading it towards Adrian Dispay. Dispay keeps the ball in, might go back to Wormel, does go back to Wormel. Austin Wormel having to clear there. Wormel in his 9th start of the season. Took over from Sean Lewis, who's been traded to Indy 11, with Noah Powder coming back the other way to FC Tulsa. Wormel has done extremely well. 31 saves coming into this one. Here's Bourgeois. Loose touch there from Bourgeois, and he's given it away here. Really good play here from Tabor Ataka, and in the end Austin Wormel is able to dive on the ball, but you've got to be careful. Bradley Bourgeois just taking his eye off things there. Anna?
Right, he has to be more disciplined in that space, especially so close to the 18-yard box. Ataka will want that one back. A great shot on frame, but Austin Wormel does well to bail him out.
Ivuka now going back to Sawahi. Sawahi inside his own box here, under pressure from Eric Bird. Now here's Lebo Malota, could try a shot. Sawahi does well to block the shot, and that's away by Seymour. And now Bradley Bourgeois can tidy up for Donovan Ricketts' men here. FC Tulsa still looking for that elusive first win on the road, but they've had 6 home wins and then throw in 4 draws on the season. That is where they are. Tabor Ataka, left-footed ball in there to the box, away by Dispay. Sliding challenge from Lebo Maloto, does really well to win it. He's got Brian Brown left, he's got into trouble there, but DaCosta was running right. Here's Kembo Kibato now. Cian McFarland. Cian McFarland playing in his 3rd game for FC Tulsa. Made his debut down in San Antonio. Then had to miss the trip to Loudoun, but was in the side last Saturday here at One Oak Field in the 2-1 win over Atlanta United 2. Here's Kembo Kibato. Slides the ball here to Eric Bird. Bird out to Powder. Powder back to Bourgeois. Fenwick will go to Dispay. One of the features of New Mexico United, they don't give you a lot of time to play on the ball, Anna.
No, they don't. We've seen already throughout this first half, when they choose to press, they press in numbers, making it very difficult for FC Tulsa to play out. But you can see right now they're very intentional when they do. They're organized defensively. Credit to their defense, as they haven't been scored on very much this season. Haven't had any team score more than 2 goals on them yet.
Absolutely right. Now here, is Lebo Malota. Looking to get the ball to DaCosta. Was there a handball from Hamilton? Ball slightly loose, and then it goes forward here to Tabor Itaka, and that will go all the way through to Austin Wormel. Fans, FC Tulsa will be back at One Oak Field on Saturday, August 20th to take on Indy 11. Get your tickets to the match today at fctulsa.com/tickets. 0-0 the score. We've played 14.5 minutes here, a very sunny One Oak Field, where FC Tulsa are looking for their 7th home win of the season. And New Mexico United looking for their 6th away win of the season. There's the interim head coach Donovan Ricketts, the former Bradford City goalkeeper. Was assistant to Mike Ensign and then put in charge. And he's been through 5 games, had a couple of wins. Here's Gabato. Now he's got a little bit of space here. Eric Bird finding a pocket of space as well. Lebo Malota exchanging a pass with Bradley Bourgeois. Now goes to the right to DaCosta. DaCosta goes down under a challenge from Avuka, and the referee's going to show Avuka a yellow card here for the challenge on Rodrigo DaCosta. Was slightly late there. The referee going to his pocket, Anna?
Yeah, that was a tough challenge, but there have been a couple moments throughout the first half where the referees had a few conversations with Avuka, just talking to him after some challenges, trying to keep his head level. The referee opts to go to the books there. I think we'll get another look here at the replay between Rodrigo DaCosta and Avuka. DaCosta getting that touch first, and then Avuka just comes in a bit late. Referee right on top of it. You see studs up, his cleat up over the foot. Referee, reckless challenge, yellow card.
There's DaCosta. 31 all-time goals for FC Tulsa and the former Tulsa Roughnecks. He did feature in the 2 games for the Tulsa Roughnecks back in 2019 against New Mexico United. Both of those games finishing up with a win apiece by 2-1. Here is DaCosta now clipping the ball into the box, and it nearly gets through to Adrian Dispay, but there's a good header away, and we get the first corner of the match, and that was a good ball in from DaCosta.
It was. Time and time again we've seen him deliver balls like that, no matter what the distance is as well. He's trying to find Dispay and those back post runners for FC Tulsa. Not successful there. Good defensive play from New Mexico United. And we'll get another look here at the replay. Just chips that one in. Dispay's made a good run in, waiting for that ball to drop. But New Mexico United, you see the numbers in the box. They were disciplined defensively, and they'll have to do it again here with Lebo Malota whipping in a corner kick. Yeah, it was Kalen Ryden with the header away there. Now the referee coming in and just having a little chat there with some of the pushing and shoving that's going on. Tete was involved in the pushing. Here's the ball into the box, away by Sawahi. Austin Wormel a mile out of his goal. Intelligent ball from him to the left-hand side. DaCosta plays a first-time ball, but there's an offside flag there. But that was good play from the young goalkeeper, Anna. It was quick awareness to find DaCosta kind of hovering, slowly coming back on that left side, but unfortunately for him, an offside call. New Mexico United did a great job there to step up quickly to avoid an opportunity like that.
Referee's going to give a foul here to New Mexico United. We've talked about their impressive form. They've actually only lost 1 of the last 11 games, and that was a 2-0 home defeat to Birmingham Legion. Played Rio Grande Valley twice in 4 days, winning the first one by 1-0, a Portillo penalty, and then Jerome Kiesewetter getting his first goal for the club, but a late equaliser meant it finished 1-1 in the second match. Both teams playing a lot of games in recent days. Here's Seymour for the men, all in yellow, New Mexico United. Avuka has been shown a yellow card. Back to Will Seymour, the 30-year-old from Colorado. Hamilton involved there. Quite happy to play it from the back is Kalen Ryden. Riding in his 11th start of the season in that back three. Eric Bird putting a little bit of pressure there on Azira. Tete going back to Caelan Ryden. And now Sawahi. Ryden again in possession. Back in Oklahoma, was born down the turnpike in Norman, Oklahoma, and actually played some of his college ball here at ORU, Oral Roberts University, in 2009 and 2010, and also appeared for Oklahoma City Energy in 2015 and 16. Experienced player back in Oklahoma. 0-0. 20 minutes played here as Cabato feeds the ball here to the Cuban Adrian Dispay. His right-footed ball towards the far post is over everybody, including Lebo Maloto, and it'll run away for a goal kick. And Anna, it gives us a chance to, say we were talking about the selection of Brian Brown against his former club, and maybe that's some of the thinking. Also, maybe fatigue for JJ Williams is on the bench, and you would expect JJ Williams to play. I guess the question we're all asking is, does he play up front with Brian Brown during this game?
Yeah, it could be fatigue, but Donovan Ricketts talked about when Brian Brown came off of the bench, they didn't drop quality. The depth of the squad is that deep that you can take a guy off the bench like Brian Brown and come on and score a game-winning goal. And I think that's really his mentality with this FC Tulsa side. So a bit surprised that JJ Williams finds himself on the bench, but obviously Brian Brown with the game-winning goal deserving that start. But I'm curious as well, Dave. JJ Williams, we mentioned this late in the season, just game management as well, but I'd imagine he'd come off the bench late in this game just to provide that target. He's so powerful in the air, and especially against a team like New Mexico United that's so solid defensively.
Yeah, JJ Williams will offer something different from Brian Brown. They are both different strikers, aren't they? But alas, neither keeper has really been worked in this first 21 minutes here in this game, brought to you by Williams. Ball flicked on by Seymour. Here's Fennick just nodding the ball to Bradley Bourgeois now, who goes up to the halfway line, plays it out to Noah Powder. Powder, the 23-year-old from New Jersey, plays it back to Bourgeois. Bourgeois will go here to Adrian Dispay in those unmistakable green boots. Eric Bird has been brought down, and there will be a free kick for FC Tulsa and a chance for them to get more men forward. Haven't seen too much of Cian McFarlane going forward on the right-hand side as yet, Anna.
No, we haven't. I think that's a result of Avuka's done really well on that left side. One-on-one early on when Cian McFarlane had a couple of moments. Avuka did great in those one-on-one positions just to not allow him to go forward and find those bits of space that he likes to whip in those dangerous balls. So I'd imagine Cian McFarlane will need to get on the ball more, and he wants to get on the ball more as you see him stretching really outside of your screen to try to create some space.
Tete won the ball back there, but it's loose again, and here's Johnny Fennick to Eric Bird. Bourgeois has seen a lot of the ball out on that left-hand side. That's over Sawahi, that's over Avuka. Avuka will go back the long way round, beats Cian McFarlane. He's got to get back and does well to get back and give it to Eric Bird. Good working back there from McFarlane. Crowd expectant here in One Oak Field. It's a good midweek crowd. Both of these teams looking for the playoff spot in their respective conferences. Of course, New Mexico, who are 6th in their Western Conference, and FC Tulsa just outside of the playoff zone at the moment. We're keeping an eye on the team above them tonight, and that's Miami FC, who kicked off an hour earlier. And in fact, it's finished Miami 1, Charleston 0. An early goal there by Parks in the 4th minute, the decider. And that means in the standings, FC Tulsa are now, before this match, 5 points behind Miami FC. So a lot for FC Tulsa to do, 4 points behind if it stayed as a 0-0 draw, of course, here. Here's Adrian Dispay in plenty of space. clipping a good ball. Brian Brown gets a little flick on it, nearly went into the path of Lebo Maloto, and it'll go away for a goal kick.
Yeah, Dave, I like that play. Adrian Dispay just patient in his distribution, trying to wait for those runners on the back post, but just not able to execute there. And I like that from FC Tulsa, because I've seen really from both teams the tendency, they're very patient in the build-up. They want play to open up and find those passes, but sometimes you have to create that for yourselves. Both teams have done well defensively, making it difficult for either team to penetrate, and the passing back and forth, trying to make those spaces open up. Sometimes you have to just take a chance, whether that's direct or a player individually dribbling centrally to try to open up some space. But both teams right now, it's a bit of a chess match as far as trying to navigate the back line.
Yeah, I think you've chosen the right words. I was thinking the same thing. Bit of a chess match, and both coaches have set up formations here, and both are cancelling each other out at the moment. FC Tulsa perhaps with Brian Brown a real chance here, but he's offside. And again, that's an indication of why New Mexico concede very few goals. They play a high line when they need to, and they're very aggressive defensively. It's a good team, and only 14 goals, as we said, conceded on the whole season. DaCosta was tackled there by Seymour. His captain Hamilton, the 26-year-old from Denver. Zira out wide on the left-hand side to Radi Avuka. Avuka just slows things down. It is, as we said, a warm night. We'll see more the ex-1868 man, the sitting midfielder. Here's Hamilton. Kembo Kibato closely marking Hamilton there. And again, it's back with Caelan Ryden. Sawahi across the back three to Rashid Tete. Here's Daniel Bruce, hasn't had too much of the ball, the Englishman on the right hand side. Seymour easily found and easily gives the ball away. Bourgeois, good ball here to Noah Powder. Powder wearing 66, goes around one. On the ball now to the back to DaCosta. Here's Maloto back to DaCosta. DaCosta, clever ball over the top. Here's Brian Brown, he's offside. Brian Brown would dearly love to score tonight, of course, against his old employers. But he's just gone a little bit too early. He's not too happy with the call, Anna.
Here's another look at the replay. Again, Noah Powder, the acceleration and the build-up from FC Tulsa. Great combination play. It's tough to see from that angle. I think he was just a step offside. But you mentioned it, Dave, New Mexico United, the veterans, very aware of what Brian Brown and FC Tulsa are going to try to do in behind, stepping up there. We've already seen a few offside calls as a result of that.
As the world demands low cost, low carbon energy, Williams will be there with the best transport, storage and delivery solutions. Williams, we make clean energy happen. 0-0 the score. Shot towards goal is a couple of yards over. And this game, of course, being sponsored by Williams. And this matchup, the first one, as we said, since going back to 2019, the first matchup for FC Tulsa. And here's DaCosta, who was involved in those two games, as was Hamilton. And Daniel Bruce. Here's Sawahi, who's familiar with FC Tulsa as a foe. Tete. Bruce from Warrington in England. This is his 10th start, signed with New Mexico in February of 2019. Tete wearing 15 on the right of the three. Seymour closely shackled by Eric Bird, unfairly, says the referee. Now here's Hamilton. Chance here, round the back, pull back needed, pull back is there to Nico Brett, but unusually for him, he couldn't get his first touch right. Here's Hamilton, back to Bruce. Bruce scoops the ball into the box, headed away by Dispay. DaCosta's there with Sawahi. Ball falls nicely for Lebo Maloto. Here's Brian Brown, and Brown's been pushed by Caelan Ryden, and the fouls are starting to mount up. There's nothing malicious, Anna, but both teams are so wanting to shut down the space of the players, that the fouls are starting to mount up.
Yeah, they are. Referee trying to just calm the players down, doesn't want it to get out of hand, but FC Tulsa restarting here. But, you know, Dave, on that last play, New Mexico United FC, we were so familiar with Nico Brett and his ability going forward. I'd like to see him hit that first time. It was a great play on the outside by Ataka to turn that corner, and a really good opportunity for New Mexico United gone to waste, in my opinion.
Yeah, Nico Brett hasn't had a sight of the goal, but as we know, great goal scorers just need one or two chances in the game, and you suddenly look at the scoreboard and you find yourself a goal down. But he's not had a lot to feet or a lot to run onto, which is testament to the FC Tulsa improving defence. Of course, FC Tulsa, who went down by 5-1 to Orange County, and then 4-1 in the next game away at Lou City, so conceding 9 goals. But since then, they haven't conceded too many, as they've gone to the back 3. Right, nearly giving that one away to Labour Malota. Here's Bruce stepping in field, goes back to Ryden. Now Sawahi inside his own box. Seymour does well. Team's very adept these days, of course, of playing the ball from the keeper in the box and playing their way out, even with the high press in the modern game. Ball scooped down the right hand side for Hamilton. Hamilton tackled by Powder. Noah Powder choosing to wear number 66. Your guess as good as mine. Maybe a Route 66. Who knows? We'll have to try and ask the young man why he chose 66. Of course, Route 66, which goes through Tulsa. Daniel Bruce played his college ball with Charlotte 49ers. And here he is with the first New Mexico corner of the game. Holds his left arm aloft. Everybody back for FC Tulsa inside the 18-yard box. Here comes the corner towards the far post. Hamilton's there, heads it down and wide. And the referee will take us to a hydration break, as Austin Wormel has not had an awful lot to do, but you could say, Anna, probably 0-0, about right, because both teams, as we've said before, you know, it's a bit like, to use your words, a chess match, isn't it?
I think it's exactly right. The scoreline being 0-0 is fair. Both teams have shown well defensively, but they've had a hard time finding that creativity in the final third to break each other down. The runs off the ball need to be quicker, maybe just some more creative movement and passes, because you can see both teams, whenever they're playing out of the back and moving the ball back and forth, they're trying to find those open lanes, and they're just not there right now. So that they're going to have to try something different. And I'd imagine as this first half continues and we go into the second half, coaches will have to start making those adjustments, because both teams have done well playing to their game plan, and their game plans are very similar. So I think it'll need to be something creative to change that.
Yeah, there's Zach Prince, the 34-year-old coach, and there's Coach Donovan Ricketts in the white shirt there. And Anna, you and I, you know, we feel that the crowd are excited. There's a new president in Sam Dorr. We got to meet him, a thoroughly nice man, you know, and you just feel that FC Tulsa, with the crowds and with the signings, you just feel they're on the verge of something, don't you?
I 100% agree, and you can just tell the energy. FC Tulsa fans have stayed very consistent in their support for this home team, and Coach Donovan Ricketts has done a great job for FC Tulsa, just continuing to motivate this team that there's so much left to play for, and they're not out of it. They're just one spot out of being in the playoffs, and they have the expectation to be in the playoffs. And Sam Dorr, from the back office perspective, wants FC Tulsa's standard off the field to be as high as it is on the field, and he has a lot of big, exciting plans for the club, and it'll be really fun to see how that plays out here in the upcoming season and beyond.
Yeah. Nice to spend a bit of time with Sam Dorr. We know his family's moved in to Tulsa as well. Very highly thought of by many clubs throughout the USL. Here's Austin Wormel. Gets us back underway then. Here's Fennick from his own 18-yard box. Long looking up for Brian Brown. There's a towering header coming in from Kalen Ryden. Now Bruce wins the ball unfairly, says the referee. Bit of a smile from the Englishman there. And it will be Noah Powder to switch the play here to Adrian Dispay, who crosses the halfway line, looks up, has Sian McFarlane down that right-hand side. McFarlane choosing not to go on the run on the outside against Avuka, but going back to Dispay. Dispay clipping the ball to the far post. Brian Brown had come to near. And Daniel Bruce will go back to goalkeeper Alex Tambakis, who we've hardly mentioned, the Greek who was from Athens. Hardly mentioned him, and he's had a tremendous season. This is his 14th game, and he's already had 4 clean sheets, and before this match 36 saves. A really top quality goalkeeper, and again another reason, Anna, why they've only conceded 14 goals.
Exactly, and credit to the defense as well, especially just throughout the first half. We haven't said his name very often because FC Tulsa hasn't had the opportunity to put any clear, clean-cut shots on frame, and that's something that head coach Donovan Ricketts obviously will want to change, but Tambakis just hasn't been challenged.
It's the voice of Anna Beffa, Big 12 champion, former professional in France, alongside yours truly, Dave Saunders. Bring you the commentaries here for FC Tulsa here at One Oak Field this season, where FC Tulsa have put together 6 home wins, and then looking for their 7th here, but they're up against a very good team who've had their lion's share of success on the road, New Mexico United. Johnny Fennick goes back to Austin Wormel. Of course, we shouldn't forget that 7-0 victory for New Mexico United against Phoenix Rising on May the 24th. Now the assistant there has said that that will be a goal kick. 0-0 the score, and everybody just really waiting for something explosive to happen. That's not to take anything away from the players, because they're working hard for their teams, and the tactics have been spot on so far from Messrs Prince and Ricketts to cancel each other out. Lots of quality on display. As we said, it only takes a second and things can change dramatically with the likes of Brian Brown and Nico Brett, to name just a couple there. Seymour does well to get out of trouble here. Up to Brett. That looked like an arm. Seymour again. Thank you again for joining us here on ESPN Plus. Also here locally in Tulsa on My 41. You're very welcome to a very warm and toasty One Oak Field. Dispay. Bradley Bouchard will chip that one away, looking for Brian Brown. Sawahi's there with him. Good battle, that one. Sawahi's won the ball. Referee thought about blowing the whistle, and then says we'll play an advantage. Striding down the left-hand side now. Little ball from Azira to Avuka. And that will be a New Mexico throw. If you're joining us late to this broadcast, it is New Mexico in the all-yellow strip, playing from right to left. The visitors here to FC Tulsa in the USL Championship. We know people watch these games as neutrals and from around the world. You're very welcome here to downtown Tulsa in Oklahoma. And I can tell you, for the likes of Daniel Bruce is a bit more used to it than me, but Anna Bever, I can tell you for an Englishman, this is pretty warm weather. And I promised you I wouldn't talk about the weather, didn't I?
Yeah, you said.
But it's pretty warm. Now that's a great one too. Now here's Sian McFarlane, real chance here. Brian Brown waits in the box. Here it comes into the box. Sawahi's there. Goes back to McFarlane. McFarlane now, step over. Drives it in low into the box. There's a real chance. But somehow the keeper makes a double save. Brian Brown's still there. The ball's still loose. And then it's shot over the bar from Noah Powder. How on earth did that not get past Tambakis in the New Mexico goal? Brian Brown looks to the sky and smiles. Let's see if we can pick the bones out of that one.
FC Tulsa, great job on that right side. Sian McFarlane's been pretty quiet so far in this first half, but has the opportunity here to whip in a couple of dangerous balls. New Mexico United FC trying to get this one out of the 6-yard box. You see Brian Brown fighting players on the line. Tambakis making a couple of stops, and then Noah Powder trying to clean things up, but doesn't get his body positioning right. That one sails up over the bar, but FC Tulsa with a chance there.
Yeah, I think it was a combination of Tombakis, Bruce and Sawahi with the clearances there. Really, really good defending, helping each other out. Now, on the right-hand side they come. Here's Seymour over the top. Bradley Bourgeois has to get there before Tabor Ataka. Dispay with Seymour, and Seymour comes away with the ball sliding. Challenge from Bird. Now good play from Lebo Malota. Bruce wins it back. Game really hotting up now with the tackles and possession. Here's Sawahi, hero of that last play at the back for New Mexico United, keeping it 0-0. Dispay heads away. Seymour turns well away from Brian Brown. Tete. Seymour has seen a lot of the ball in that central midfield position. Hamilton, the captain. Out to Bruce. Bruce can get a decent ball in here. He does, to the back post. And Cian McFarlane will head away for a corner. And that was nice build-up from the visitors there, Annabeffa.
It was. New Mexico United throughout the first half has done well, been very intentional with their passes in the build-up play, but able to find a bit of space on the wing. Bruce delivers a great ball into the box, and FC Tulsa having to head that one away for a corner kick. But New Mexico United with an opportunity here in the closing 5 minutes of the first half off of a corner.
Second corner of the match. Daniel Bruce holds his left arm aloft. First one from their left-hand side. Here it is, the in-swinger. It's a good one. There's a glancing header from Zawahi. Head in hands time, and that'll go harmlessly away for a goal kick. And we're into the 41st minute here, and it's 0-0 between these two rivals in this 5th cross-conference game for FC Tulsa. FC Tulsa will not be at home until August the 20th. Johnny Fennick with a clever ball here, kept in well by Cian McFarlane, who was involved in that last attack for FC Tulsa. Dispay wearing 15, manages somehow to find Noah Powder. Bourgeois back to Fennick. Fennick under some kind of pressure, up to DaCosta. Clever play from Powder and DaCosta. And there's Kibato with Seymour. Seymour's very strong in that midfield. Brett. Seymour's continued his run here. Brett out to Bruce, who just about keeps it in. Good build-up from New Mexico here. And then there's a challenge which has ended up with Noah Powder falling into a heap. Just got a slightly late challenge there, but he's okay. Is 66, Noah Powder. Referee checks in on him. Good build-up again from New Mexico.
Yeah, it was. It's something that they're just so good at, disciplined in the attack, and as they build up, they're intentional with their passes. They're not trying to force anything, and even if they have to stretch the field, we've noticed time and time and again, Bruce on that right side stretching, creating a bit of space to try to find those balls in across, but FC Tulsa able to collect the ball again and build the other way here.
Powder it is. Oh, that's good play from DaCosta. Now Brown's waiting in the middle. Here's DaCosta. Hits the defender. Brown's in there. Doesn't get anything on it. And they managed to get the ball away to New Mexico, and it remains 0-0. Good play again from DaCosta. We highlighted him in the opening to this show. And he gets, if he's not getting goals, he's trying to assist just like that.
Right, he made that look so easy, but the drop of the shoulder there to open up and make the defender commit creates that space for him to get in behind, tries to find that ball across to Brian Brown, takes a bit of a deflection, just not able to execute, but we've seen what DaCosta is capable of. We'll have to see more of that from him in the second half for FC Tulsa if they want to penetrate this back line.
44th minute here. And this game brought to you by Williams. Here's Sawahi. As the shade, thankfully now, is over the whole playing surface. Sawahi wants a little bit more from his team in front of him. Goes back here to Kana Ride. Now That one's given away by Tete. Sam Hamilton there with Kemba Kibato. Bruce has gone down. It's going to be a free kick there. Kibato just slightly late. Bruce has felt that one on his left shin. Wants some attention. There's Zach Prince. Spent his whole playing career at Charleston Battery, over 160 appearances. In 2019 became the New Mexico assistant, worked with the New Mexico Academy, and on the 15th of November in 2021 became the head coach. And he's complaining there that there should be a little bit more, I think. 0-0 the score as we await the fourth official's board here. Tabor Itaka manages to find Hamilton. We're going to have 2 minutes of Tulsa Tech stoppage time enrolled today at tulsatech.edu. 0-0. Is there a surprise in store before the players go to the locker room? Out to the left-hand side. Avuka. Flick there from the number 23 Azira, and away by Noah Powder. And Bruce is recovered. We'll take this throw in late on here in this first half. That hits Hamilton. Tete, good ball into the box, good header away from Adrian Dispay, and Austin Wormel gets a fist and then a catch, and he'll be happy that he's got hold of the football there, Anna.
Yeah, dangerous ball in. Dispay initially with the defensive header, Wormel up with the punch. Fortunate that that one falls back into his reach and he's able to bring that ball in for FC Tulsa.
The theme of the first half has been the referee's whistle for, as I keep saying, nothing malicious. We've had one yellow card, but really no malicious tackles. It's just been little tackles where players are genuinely trying to shut down the space of other players.
Right, the defensive nature of New Mexico United, they've done a great job of pressing as a unit, quickly trying to win the ball back and being intentional with when they go. FC Tulsa as well, and we've talked about, you know, tactics in this first half day with both teams playing in a similar formation. They have to have better movement off the ball to create some space, especially if they're trying to go forward. Side to side, those balls are there. It's the runs going forward, the crisscrossing runs, the explosive movement right now that's just not happening for either team and allowing them to really get in behind. So that's something I think heading into halftime that both teams' coaches are going to really have to address.
Johnny Fennick with the last kick of the first half. It is 0-0 here between these two. A flurry of activity in front of Alex Tombakis' goal. Austin Wormel has not had a save to make. Much for Vukovic there on the right, the assistant for Donovan Ricketts. Seymour's played well in the midfield, but it's not been a lot of space to play in Annabeffa, and 0-0 about the right score.
Yeah, I think that's fair for the first half that we've witnessed, and it'll be interesting to see how the second half unfolds. I'm sure both coaches will have to make some adjustments. Both teams have played hard. They've stuck to their game plan, but something's got to give, especially to find the back of the net here this evening. So I'm excited to see how this second half unfolds.
Yeah, we'll be back with the Williams halftime show. Don't go away. Halftime, FC Tulsa 0, New Mexico United 0.
Rib Crib's been smoking the good stuff over 20 years, serving up mouth-watering barbecue, talking about slow-smoked classics like Rib Crib's famous ribs. Yeah. Hungry yet? Rib Crib.
At Williams, we're focused on adding new technology and operating practices that deliver right here, right now reductions in global emissions, cutting-edge emissions measuring and monitoring, certifiable and transparent emissions data, real-time energy optimization across the natural gas value chain, integration and delivery of the fuels of the future, meeting global energy demand and global climate goals. For us, this is just the beginning. Williams, we make clean energy happen.
Trust the local experts in career training. For more than 50 years, Tulsa Tech has been in your neighborhood. From high schools to our 6 campuses, we're ready to train you for the career of your dreams. Get the industry credentials to get paid with our hands-on training in everything from aerospace and automotive to health science and IT. Make this next year the best ever. And see how Tulsa Tech can help make your own path by calling 918-828-5000 or logging on to tulsatech.edu today.
Whoa, nice ride, brother. Thanks, man. Go check out Ferguson Kia. Get one for yourself. So Ferguson Kia, huh? Yes, sir. With their new lineup, they have something for every lifestyle.
Thanks, Sean. Remember, we've got what you're looking for.
Well, the weather's fantastic here at One Oak Field here in downtown Tulsa, but alas, we've not been able to bring you a goal here in this first half. We're hoping for more in the second, but don't go away. We've got the rest of the Williams halftime show coming up right after this.
We all have goals. But let's be honest. Most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals. I'm on that real team. I'm on that real team.
I mean, yeah, let's talk about today where I'm going to go topics.
Roll it down.
I am.
You don't need a car to listen to Sirius XM. You can listen anywhere. You know that, right?
What? Kevin Hart's Laugh Out Loud Radio.
Kevin, you could use your phone.
What?
Alexa, play Kevin Hart's Laugh Out Loud Radio on Sirius XM.
What? This is how I know you're getting old. I guess that was it.
What?
Tucked in, locked in, Louisville level. An exclamation point, and this boy can't stop scoring.
On cue, levels it for Louisville. And it's all turning up goals. The audacity! Early fireworks in Wild Horse Pass.
Summertime is back at Osage Casino Hotel Tulsa, and we have the perfect getaway for you. Cool off in our spacious freeform pool, grab your favorite drink and chill at the poolside bar, or relax and unwind in a cozy private cabana. Just steps away are tempting restaurants, live entertainment, and a world-class casino gaming experience. At Osage Casino Hotel Tulsa, your place to stay and relax.
Welcome back into a sunny evening here at One Oak Field, midweek football. The first half is done, no goals. Welcome into the Williams halftime show. What we can do is to show you some scores that have been going on. Of course, not many games tonight. In fact, just one other game tonight, and it finished the Miami FC 1, Charleston Battery 0. And that's bad news if you're an FC Tulsa fan, because the Miami FC currently hold that 7th spot there. Looking forward to Friday, New York Red Bulls 2 against Indy 11 and Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC versus Los Dos. And we should say as well, all the best to Sacramento Republic, who are representing the USL Championship. In fact, they're the first USL Championship side to reach the semi-finals of the Open Cup since FC Cincinnati in 2017. Good luck to them. July 27th when they play the MLS side Sporting Kansas City. Let's have a look now at the standings, and I've already alluded to it, Annabeth alongside me, that FC Tulsa are pushing for that top 7, but the Miami FC, now you can add 3 points to that graphic because they've won their game by 1-0 tonight.
Right, FC Tulsa trying to close that gap. The 3 points for Miami FC will make it that much more difficult. Louisville City FC, Memphis 901 FC really sitting comfortably at the top of the standings as they look to secure a home playoff spot. The top 2 able to secure a home game, but FC Tulsa with plenty of time left to make it happen. As we talked about, since Donovan Ricketts has been in, FC Tulsa, just a shift in mindset. They've had more opportunities in front of goal. They've been able to get more looks on goal, trying to score more defensively. They've had things sorted out. They've played better. They've been more disciplined, and those things will have to continue to improve to put themselves in a position to make the playoffs and make a potential run in the playoffs. But tonight, Dave, focused on getting the 3 points at home here.
Yep, and talking of home, the next game, the 9th place Indy 11, coming to One Oak Field on August the 20th. Let's have a look now at the team of the week. And the player of the week scored a hat-trick. Enoch Mushagaluza, the Congolese forward, became the 4th player in Lou City's history to record a hat-trick and notch 1 assist, 5 shots and 3 chances created in his side's 6-0 victory against the New York Red Bulls 2, and alongside his teammate Brian Ownby. Well done to them for the team of the week. And a quick mention for Rodrigo da Costa, Annabeth, who gets on the substitutes bench for that team of the week 18.
Right, Rodrigo da Costa, team of the week bench after his performance Saturday night against Atlanta United 2, scores a goal in that game, a great goal at that, and he's continued to be an important player for FC Tulsa. 7 goals on the season, but congrats to him for the notice, and congrats to everyone as well for the team of the week recognition. Now let's have a look at FC Tulsa's upcoming schedule. We always say this, no game easy, of course, and you don't get any respite. And FC Tulsa, of course, and when you consider they're still looking for their first win on the road, look at the next 3 games. Definitely not easy at all, and you're getting to the point in the season where you're starting to see some teams twice. FC Tulsa played Birmingham Legion earlier in the season, beat them 3-1, but it's going to be tough on the road. You mentioned they're still looking for that first road victory. Pittsburgh Riverhounds FC, a tough loss at home for FC Tulsa. They lost 4-3, but a good showing. They'll definitely want to go there and get some points back. And then at Miami FC, that will be a big one, especially currently with Miami FC in front of FC Tulsa in that 7th spot. And then back at home, Dave, you mentioned Indy 11 FC and Hartford Athletic. So a tough schedule ahead of FC Tulsa, but they're on the right track with interim head coach Donovan Ricketts, and a win tonight would continue that trajectory for them. Both teams desperate for 3 points tonight. As we take you to a break, we've managed to dig out some first half highlights for you. There aren't too many, I will admit, but halftime here in the Williams Halftime Show. We'll be back with those highlights after this. FC Tulsa 0, New Mexico United 0.
Tulsa Bone and Joint is Northeast Oklahoma's one-stop shop for orthopedic care and now features outpatient joint replacement surgeries at Union Pines Surgery Center. Dr. Jason Griffin of Tulsa Bone and Joint is proud to serve as the team physician for FC Tulsa. Since 2018, Dr. Griffin has provided his medical expertise both on the field and in the clinic to FC Tulsa players. Tulsa Bone and Joint is proud to be the official orthopedic care provider for FC Tulsa. Tulsa Bone and Joint, moving life forward.
This is a city that is being run like a startup.
I think it's a remote mecca that's in the ground stages.
Everything that I do for fun in DC, I was also able to do here, but it was way more accessible. I got here and was fully impressed.
The city is genuinely welcoming of new people and new ideas.
We have to start realizing there's other places to live besides just the East Coast and West Coast.
At Williams, we're focused on adding new technology and operating practices that deliver right here, right now reductions in global emissions, cutting-edge emissions measuring and monitoring, certifiable and transparent emissions data, real-time energy optimization across the natural gas value chain, integration and delivery of the fuels of the future, meeting global energy demand and global climate goals. For us, this is just the beginning. Williams, we make clean energy happen.
their new lineup, they got something for every lifestyle.
Thanks, Sean. Remember, we've got what you're looking for.
Today's match is brought to you by Tulsa Remote. Tulsa Remote is looking for great people to join our community. Tell your friends out of state to check out Tulsa. By Rib Crib, smoking the good stuff since '92. By Panera, try one of the new chef's chicken sandwiches at Panera today. The signature take or the spicy take. Panera, the familiar made fantastic. And by Bank of Oklahoma, we go above so you can go beyond. Well, Annabeth alongside me. We haven't seen a goal in this first half. FC Tulsa, of course, have had 2-0 nil draws in recent times at home to the Miami FC and also New York Red Bulls 2 away. So they're not unfamiliar with 0-0 draws, but we're hoping for goals in the second half. But let's have a look at some of the highlights that we've dug out from that first half.
Yeah, FC Tulsa definitely looking to create more offensively. New Mexico United was the first team to really get things going from the offensive front. Great run here. Johnny Finnick did a good job defending, got caught a bit, but recovered well. Austin Wormel on his toes makes that save, and FC Tulsa able to deny that goal-scoring opportunity for New Mexico United. But Bradley Bourgeois, a bit untidy here. Turnover in the midfield. Great play by New Mexico United, but Ataka just not able to convert there. Finds himself at the top of the box. Should have done better with the time that he had, and Austin Wormel, an easy save, able to scoop that one up. And then FC Tulsa, this was the moment in the game where we thought things might change. Sion McFarland plays in a couple of balls, and Brian Brown finds himself with the ball at his feet. New Mexico United frantically trying to save the ball from going in the back of the net, off the line, anything and everything to keep the ball out. Credit Alex Timbakis as well. The goalkeeper does a great job there, but Noah Powder ultimately trying to clean things up, but his final shot sails up over the bar for FC Tulsa, and they're just not able to convert in the final third. And that's really been the story this evening, Dave, for both teams. They've followed their plan tactically, but they haven't been able to break through. The creativity is lacking, and that's going to be something that has to change in the final third if we want to see some goals.
Let's have a look at those first half stats here. No goals, 5 shots to 4. Shots on target 2-1. FC Tulsa just have the possession, but they have been caught offside 4 times. The possession, it's not far away from 50-50, and as we said, 0-0 was the right score at half-time.
Yeah, it is, and you'll notice the shots on target, it has to be more. Neither keeper has really been challenged in the first half, and that's something that's going to have to change in the second half. You mentioned the offside, important note that you bring up, Dave, because New Mexico United, the type of experienced back line they are, they know what FC Tulsa is trying to do. They step up very quickly, causing FC Tulsa to be offside, so they'll have to be creative, whether that's a single player dribbling through to open up some space, or Sion McFarland's been kept pretty quiet to the credit of Avuka on that side, one-on-one defending. So FC Tulsa trying to break through. You see Lebo Maloto, so good at distribution. Maybe he's the key, Dave, to springing players in going forward, but New Mexico United FC in a similar spot where something has to change.
Yeah, don't forget Justin Portillo is on the bench for New Mexico tonight, and also J.J. Williams. So 2 good goal scorers on the bench for both teams as the long ball is played up to Brown with Sahahi. There's DaCosta stabbing it forward. Untidy header there, and a header back, and Brown coming in on the keeper there, Humbakis, but it's going to be a corner for FC Tulsa. And they need something early, Anna, to lift the crowd here, because this is an important half for FC Tulsa. Let's face it, it's an important half for New Mexico United as well, of course.
It is, both teams still trying to secure a comfortable spot in the playoffs, and FC Tulsa trying to ignite things offensively early on to set the tone here for the second half.
Here's Lebo Maloto's right-footed ball, near post, headed by Bourgeois. There's Johnny Fennick with a shot, and it bounces kindly for Tombakis, who will slow things down, but a good start in the second half for FC Tulsa. I haven't had a look at that one. Fennick in the end not getting quite enough on this one.
Good ball in initially, but just trying to wrap around Hamilton there to try to put something back on frame, but just doesn't generate enough power to really challenge Tumbakis.
Bruce heads the ball forward. There's a bit of a clash there, but Bourgeois it was with the header. Hamilton flicks it on only as far as Dispay. Dispay over the top, looking for Brian Brown, cut out by Sawahi. Avuka goes down towards the front line, and that's an offside. Tabor Itaka there just going a little bit too quickly there. Only the second offside of the game for New Mexico United. It's been that kind of night for the strikers. Any time they seem to break free of the shackles of their defensive marker, they seem to go offside. Now DaCosta wants to throw in. The assistant and the referee combining and saying it's going to be a New Mexico ball. Avuka throwing the ball infield. Johnny Fennick shares passes with Kembo Kibato. Austin Wormel clears up towards halfway. Brian Brown's there. Good header away though from Kalen Ryden. Noah Powder in a little bit of space. Lebo Maloto. Thought about switching the play there. Does this time to Cian McFarlane. McFarlane goes down. It's good play though from Avuka there. And his left-footed ball finds Nico Brett. Nico Brett, they wanted a handball. Kibato does well. And the referee says it will be a free kick. Just for a moment, you can see why Nico Brett is so dangerous.
Yeah, especially when he's face up, heading towards the goal. Credit Kembo Kibato for tracking back very quickly and snuffing out the danger there for FC Tulsa. But New Mexico United has done really well with Avuka man marking Cian McFarlane. He really hasn't had a ton of success, and then when he's distributing that ball, players like Nico Brett are able to get on top of it and try to create something. But again, both teams just trying to break the deadlock, and so far unsuccessful.
I can tell you there's been a total of 18 fouls in this game. We keep saying they're not malicious fouls by any stretch of the imagination. It's just players wanting to win the ball for their respective teams. Now, a bit of space here for Dispay. Goes wide here to Cian McFarlane. He goes back to Dispay. Dispay cleverly gets the ball to Kembo Kibato. And now Lebo Maloto. Here's DaCosta. Out to the left-hand side here for Noah Powder. Up against Bruce. Decides to go back to Maloto. Maloto gets the ball free here. Tries to play in DaCosta. DaCosta would do well to keep it in. He slides and he doesn't keep it in. And again, kind of, that's how it's been tonight, Anna.
It is DaCosta trying to get on the end of that. Maloto does well in the midfield to initially win the ball and try to spring in DaCosta. But, you know, Dave, something that I noticed in the first half, and as both teams are trying to find their rhythm here in the second half, it's just been very predictable from both sides. And I think what's going to have to happen, we've talked about the creativity, but the quick run, whether that's an overlapping run, crisscrossing runs, whenever those players in the midfield are getting the ball, they're looking up, trying to connect those passes, and no one's really moving. They're all kind of running at one pace, which for their respective teams and their game plan, their formations have worked, but it's going to need to be something unpredictable to create an opportunity to score on goal.
Fans, don't miss out on any of the FC Tulsa action this season. Secure your season tickets, mini plans or single match tickets today at fctulsa.com/tickets. 50 minutes played in this game, the deadlock still to be broken. Kayla Ryden out to Sawahi. Sawahi joining in the attack. Cut out by Kibato. Lebo Maloto goes down, holding his leg. No foul, says the referee. Hamilton. Seymour with Sawahi. Sawahi now goes back to his back line of three. Dispay cuts the ball out, tries to stab it forward to DaCosta. DaCosta there with Bruce. Hamilton steps in. Good ball from Hamilton here to Tabor Itaka, and he is offside. 7th offside of the game. And Bourgeois quickly underway for Kembo Kibato.
That was a great run in behind, though, from Itaka. The one-time pass from Hamilton, those are the kind of combination plays that are going to be able to break down defenses. Unfortunately, For the away side, they were offside on that play. Credit FC Tulsa defense there. But those are the types of movements, the quick, explosive, diagonal runs in behind that are going to make the difference.
Nico Brett with a flick. Here's Johnny Fennick having to head towards the right-hand side. Stooping header to Dispay. Dispay will win the throw-in for FC Tulsa. Gives us a chance to look at the bench. J.J. Williams, of course, Petar Chuic, Mateus Silva, who is a defender. Kieran Winters, a young man at the start of his career. Machuca, who had 3 excellent chances on Saturday to score a goal, coming on as a sub. And then Dario Suarez. So plenty for FC Tulsa here. Now here's Brian Brown inside the box. Can he score? Good save, Tom Barkis there with his right foot. And Brian Brown, for the first time, it's taken 52 minutes, broke the shackles of the defenders, Anna.
That was the best opportunity of the night for either team. Brian Brown with a great run. DaCosta, a powerful header in the midfield, saw the run, played into his stride, and an outstanding save from Timbakis to deny that opportunity as New Mexico United on the other end, Dave, trying to make something happen.
They certainly are. Here's Radi Avuka. Can he clip a ball into the box? He can to the far post. Bruce is coming in here. Cross-goal header out from Bradley Bourgeois for a corner. And suddenly the game is opening up, and here's FC Tulsa's last chance.
Both teams with great opportunities here early in this second half. Here's a look at FC Tulsa's last chance. DaCosta, good header going forward, powerful into the stride of Brian Brown, who is anticipating that run, gets in behind into space, tries with the outside of his left foot, but Timbakis does well to go to ground, deny that opportunity for FC Tulsa, and keep the scoreline 0-0.
Left arm aloft from the Englishman here from the right-hand side. Belts it towards the back post. Dispay with a good header. Only as far here as Avuka, who can plant this one in with that trusty left foot. It is a cross goal and a goal. There's no offside flag. And New Mexico have taken the lead here. And it's the defender, Alex Sawahi, who breaks the deadlock. 53.5 minutes gone. It's FC Tulsa 0, New Mexico United 1.
New Mexico United breaking the deadlock off of an outstanding play, starting from Radi Avuka. Just plays this ball back across with pace. Ball gets played across the face of goal by Azira, and good things are going to happen when you play a ball like that across the face of goal, especially if you have runners crashing the box like New Mexico United did. Sawahi on the end of that one, able to get past Austin Mormel, and an outstanding first goal here, Dave, for New Mexico United as they're up 1-0.
Yep, Sawahi, one of the back three, scores the goal. It's taken 53 minutes. And now, what are FC Tulsa made of? Austin Wormo couldn't do much about it, and that's the life of a goalkeeper. Hasn't really had a save to make, and he finds himself 1-0 down. Here's Dispay. And maybe that opens up the game a little bit in a strange sort of way. But well done, New Mexico. They've continued to go forward. Not too many chances in front of goal, but they've taken one here. Ball over the top here for Brian Brown. Brown being forced wide. Good ball back in here to Powder. Powder's back heel puts Brown in a little bit of a problem, but he does well to get it back to Lebo Maloto. Now Kembo Kibato here. Johnny Fennick. Bourgeois. Lebo Maloto wide on the touchline. Good ball from him. DaCosta's in there. Scuff shot. Goal! DaCosta scored, but the offside flag is up. DaCosta's wagging a finger and saying, no, I wasn't. It was certainly close. And almost an immediate reply. Anna Beffa, Rodrigo DaCosta, you can't keep this man out of the game for too long. But we'll see if he was indeed offside. There's Donovan Ricketts, who was hoping that DaCosta had gone not too early.
It's a really good look from Lebo Maloto. Tough to see from that angle, but at the beginning of that play, it looked like he might have been, let's see, just a step offside. Assistant referee looks to have made the correct calls. A tough decision, but Rodrigo DaCosta making a good run in behind again, and those are the types of things FC Tulsa will have to continue to keep doing. Lebo Maloto again with the distribution, and Dave, looks like a couple of substitutions here for New Mexico United.
Yeah, we're going to see the former FC Tulsa man coming on, and that is one Kiesewetter, of course, Jerome Kiesewetter, and also Justin Portier, who's the joint top goal scorer on 5 going into the midfield. There's Kiesewetter wearing 17. Of course, he would dearly love to score. Didn't quite work out for him at FC Tulsa, and he takes the place of Tabor Itaka Kiesewetter, who did score in the last game, the 1-1 draw. Highly experienced striker. Now here's Lebo Maloto as FC Tulsa trying to come from a goal down here against a very tough defensive unit in New Mexico United, who, just to remind you again, have only conceded 14 goals all season. That's joint with Lou City and San Antonio. Here's Johnny Fennick having to build from the back here. Adrian Dispay, ahead of him Kembo Kibato and Cian McFarlane, who's been robbed here by Radi Avuka, who's going down the left-hand side. Kiesewetter ahead of him. Avuka goes himself and blasts the ball over to the grassy banks, where the families are enjoying a beautiful evening here at One Oak Field. And FC Tulsa, Annabeffa, maybe looking, coming up to the hour mark, to make a change.
Yeah, we've talked about the star power on the bench for FC Tulsa, one of those players being J.J. Williams, who currently has 8 goals for FC Tulsa. Created a lot of opportunities in their last game on Saturday against Atlanta United 2, but he's a good option, brings a different type of look, very physical, good in the air.
Here's Hamilton's low ball into the box, comes off Fennick's left foot. Bourgeois gets a header. Eric Bird trying to get the ball away there to Lebo Maloto. It's Tete who tidies up here. Goal scorer Sawahi to Avuka, who's seen a lot of the ball on that left-hand side. Portillo. Tete now. His ball over the top is a good one to Daniel Bruce here. Bruce gets the ball down. Left-footed ball into the box, headed away by Fennick. There's Maloto. There's De Costa to Maloto. And here is Kembo Kibato. FC Tulsa trying to keep control of the ball here. Kibato can open things up a bit with a square ball out to the right-hand side. Adrian Dispay. Portillo just sitting in the midfield, of course, with Hamilton. Such a good player is Kibato. FC Tulsa with an offside goal taken away. Powder, good left-footed ball in. Here's Brian Brown, stretches out the left foot, comes to Bird, who thought about hitting one, goes out to Cian McFarlane. Great ball in from McFarlane, and there's a good header away from Caelan Ryden. Only as far here as Powder. Powder now taking on Hamilton. Gets a good ball in again. Sawai will head away to McFarlane. Both wing-backs for FC Tulsa fully involved here. McFarlane can't beat Avuka. He's tried that a few times, and Avuka will not let him past. There's Jerome Kiesewetter clashing with Eric Bird. Referee is just going to think about this one for a moment. Former teammates, of course, Bird and Kiesewetter. Kiesewetter holding that right shoulder now. He's going to have a word with Eric Bird here. Bird, who's had 4 yellow cards. I think that's sensible refereeing, just calming things down. Not sure that was any malicious challenge there at all. Portillo's just pointing something out. Eric Bird has a smile with Kiesewetter. Seen yellow cards given for that, Anna, but alas, the referee's saying, I'll keep my card in my pocket just for now. 1-0 the score, 61st minute here at One Oak Field. New Mexico United a tough nut to crack here. Here's Sawahi, Caelan Ryden. Still no movement on the bench for FC Tulsa. J.J. Williams, you would have thought, Anna, is the obvious choice. Maybe him and Brian Brown up top. Machuca, of course, we know can Play on one of the wings. And that's going to go all the way through to Bradley Bourgeois. Is it a time to try to make the change? Traditionally, managers do it around about the 60th minute, don't they?
I think it is. And for FC Tulsa and their goals for this game, wanting to get those 3 points, continuing to hunt for the playoff spot, something has to change, especially they have to start taking more risks offensively. And with players like J.J. Williams currently on the bench, but then other players that have the ability to distribute as well, Petar Chuich, whatever it might be, just something different for FC Tulsa. And I'd imagine Donovan Ricketts will look to the bench sooner or later.
Here's Cabato going back to Powder. Cabato again in possession of the ball here, back to Bradley Bourgeois. Celebrating its 75th anniversary. Select is proud to be the official ball supplier of the USL Championship. Choose what you play with at www.selectsportamerica.com. Select, League's choice, player's choice.
And Dave, all night the battle between McFarland and Avuka on that far side, and credit Avuka. He's done such a great job, the 1v1 defending, moving his feet, not diving in, because Sion McFarland's so good at the quick touches, just trying to create a bit of space for himself to cross those dangerous balls in. They know that he's capable of. He's clearly been scouted here, and credit Avuka, he's completely shut down Sion McFarland on that side.
Yeah, if you're looking for, relatively unsung heroes, I think if you're a New Mexico fan, you possibly give the man of the match to Avuka. I know the goal scorers often get those kind of plaudits, but Avuka's impressed me and you down that left-hand side. Now, the referee is going to show Brian Brown a yellow card here. Brian Brown's second yellow card of the season. And he's a little bit frustrated, is the former New Mexico United man. Hasn't had too much on goal. Had a chance in the first half. Had a chance in the second. And a little pause in the game here as the referee just lectures Brian Brown. Brown, 3 goals this season. And you can just see backing in here to Caden Ryden. He goes down. And maybe it was a complaint. He thought that he should have had a foul there. A little bit of dissent, maybe. Portillo, 1-2. Brett is just dropping slightly deeper now. Hamilton. Good possession from the away side. Portillo, Brett. Back to Hamilton. Portillo again. Impressive play from those two in the midfield. Hamilton out wide now to Bruce. Bruce back to Hamilton. Bruce steps in field now with the ball. Here's Sawahi, wants a second goal on the night. Out wide to Avuka. Avuka now comes off for the corner. Osage Casino Hotel is your place for fun and entertainment after the match. Enjoy a world-class casino experience with high-stakes tables and over 1,600 electronic games. Just 4 miles from One Oak Field. Osage Casino Hotel, Tulsa. 0-0. FC Tulsa have some defending to do here. And the corner is going to be taken by the substitute Portillo. It's the 4th of the match for New Mexico United as they look to build on this 1-0 lead towards the near post. DaCosta stooping header away. Fenix second header away. Ball back out here to Portillo. Portillo right-footed ball towards the far post. And Caleb Ryden was climbing, and it will be a free kick to FC Tulsa, who defended that pretty well, Annabetha.
They did. They stayed disciplined, marked tight, denying that opportunity. And New Mexico United, to their credit, since they made a couple of substitutions and as this second half has developed, the pace of play has really increased and forced FC Tulsa to rise their play as well. And I think FC Tulsa obviously will have to take a bit more risks going forward, because New Mexico United, you mentioned a couple of midfielders starting to sit in a bit, not taking as many risks now that they have that first goal, and we know how good they are defensively, Dave.
Certainly are. DaCosta was caught late there. Brown, play on, says the referee. Advantage played. Lots of yellow shirts back, not too many black shirts streaming forward here. Here's Kembo Kibato. Must remember it is only 1-0. Here's Kibato, gets through 2. Good ball here to Dispay. Eric Bird now. ball from Bird, just miss it, and Daniel Bruce is going to let that go over the white line. El Paso were the first victims away, the 2-1 score. Referee's just going to have a word with Sawahi. In fact, New Mexico have had 4 wins away from home by the same score, by 2-1 at El Paso, Indy 11, Oakland and Orange County. Throw in as well a 2-0 victory at Charleston Battery, and there you've got the 5 wins. They've had a 0-0 draw away at Sac Republic and also Monterey Bay, a 1-1 draw. And here they are at FC Tulsa, and they lead by a 0-0. Bradley Bourgeois heading back infield to Kembo Kibato. Kibato eludes the challenge of former teammate Jerome Kiesewetter. Adrian Dispay now coming forward down the right-hand side. Took a heavy touch, but he's still got the football here. Adrian Dispay in his 18th start of the season. Here's Johnny Fennick. Kibato now. Good possession, Anna, but you just feel that FC Tulsa are just being shut down everywhere they go. Here's Brian Brown trying to make something of it, but just the midfield of New Mexico and the defense just works so hard and shut down any space that there might be.
Right, they're very intelligent in where they defend as well. New Mexico United just settling into those pockets of space, closing down the channels for FC Tulsa, and they're really having a tough time as a substitution made here. It looks like Dario Suarez will make way for FC Tulsa for Rodrigo da Costa.
Yeah, Dario Suarez, a couple of goals this season. Did score in the 1-0 win here against San Diego Loyal, which seems an age ago now. And then he scored a second goal in that dramatic 2-2 draw at Loudoun United. So a lot of space between those 2 goals. He's on up front now with Brian Brown and Lebo Maloto. The line pushed up 19 yards by New Mexico. Here's Lebo Maloto trying to get that ball in behind that back line. Johnny Fennick waits. Here's the ball into the box. Ball is loose in the area just for a moment, but it's all going to be calmed down here by Avuka. Now, Kembo Kibato's won it back, and that did come off Kibato. Well, the referee's given a corner there, and I think I have to say that it did come off Kibato, the last touch, but the referee's gone with a corner.
It's great effort, though, from Kembo Kibato. Just the energy we talked about that he brings for FC Tulsa in the midfield. Even when he doesn't have the ball, after he loses it, he continues to pressure defensively, and rewarded here. You see the referee, tough angle from his perspective. Comes off Kibato, but FC Tulsa with a chance here.
Here's Lebo Maloto into the danger area. Kiesewetter is there, and it's come off a defender, and it's gone in! FC Tulsa have got an equaliser! Well, it doesn't matter how they go in. We're in the 70th minute, and it's now FC Tulsa 1, New Mexico United 1.
FC Tulsa, Donovan Ricketts talked earlier this week to the media. It's the mentality. It doesn't matter how it happens, but FC Tulsa is finding a way to put themselves in a position to win these games. We'll get another look at it here. A dangerous corner kick, just an unfortunate play from New Mexico United off of the initial header away from Seymour and then back in off of the defender into the back of the net. Nothing that Tim Bacchus can do there, just an unfortunate play. You hate to see that, but from an FC Tulsa perspective, got one back, game tied 1-1.
Yeah, Rashid Tete, the unfortunate player there, he did get a pat on the head from Adrian Dispay as a fellow defender. That's very unlucky because the ball just came at him, it hit his head, and it's only the 15th goal that New Mexico United have conceded. 1-1 then, all square, and now it's all to play for with 20 minutes to go in this game, sponsored by Williams. Now the referee's given a free kick here. Jerome Kiesewetter is saying, referee, I thought I was fouled inside the area. He's saying, look at the big screen, ref. We'll just maybe get another look at that one. Johnny Fennick saying it wasn't even a foul, but Kiesewetter's gone down. Bradley Bourgeois there chatting to Kiesewetter. Let's have a look at it. Is it close to being inside the area and a penalty here?
Yeah, the way Kiesewetter was reacting, you might think so. Looks like it was right on the line, potentially right before, but dragged into the box. But the initial contact might have come a bit before, but it's a tough call referee opts to go for outside of the box, and a dangerous position here for New Mexico United.
Now, some would say, the luck evens out because FC Tulsa scored from a corner that possibly should have been a goal kick. Johnny Fennick in picture there. Can't believe that it's even been given as a foul, this one. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Big moment in the game. There's Nico Brett alongside Portillo. What have those two got to conjure up here? Four-man wall for FC Tulsa. Austin Wormel waits. Everybody back in a black and gold shirt here. The select ball has been carefully placed right on the 18-yard line. Difficult angle, this one. There's the four-man wall. And here's the shot from Nico Brett, which is blocked by the wall. Portillo then gets some kind of a shot. Brett's inside the area. Brett, now, was it a handball? The assistant referee says no. He had a good view of that one. It's all happening here at One Oak Field now. 1-1 the score. Now another player goes down and the referee gives a penalty. Or has he given a free kick against Jerome Kiesewetter? Now, all sorts going on here. Jerome Kiesewetter is being told by Ryden to get away. I think the referee, Anna, has given a penalty. Jerome Kiesewetter involved. Let's have a look here. Austin Wormel can't believe it, the goalkeeper. Well, we'll see here the initial shot.
Initial shot blocked. That second ball back in. Chaos inside the box. You can see Jerome Kiesewetter. Dave, I think that's a bit soft in my opinion. Finnick had his arm around him slightly, but a bit overplayed. Referee comes in trying to calm things down.
Bradley Bourgeois there chatting to the referee. Johnny Fennick's down. There's Kiesewetter. And the referee has given a penalty to New Mexico United. Kiesewetter saying he was definitely fouled. Well, we've had big moments in this game, and we reach another one now. Referee's going to show a yellow card here to somebody. I think it may have been Dario Suarez. Johnny Fennick is up and he's okay. Johnny Fennick not happy with Jerome Kiesewetter there with the alleged foul. There's Hamilton. Bourgeois demonstrating what happened. Referee takes a look at the watch. He's taking his time here, but the result is it's going to be a penalty to New Mexico United, and Austin Wormel there in the red has a chance to be a hero. Kiesewetter still discussing with Johnny Fennick. Long delay here, and now the referee's going across to the fourth official. Now, Anna Bethel, we saw this on Saturday. The referee goes across to the fourth official and the assistant, and he's going to pick someone out, and I think he's shown a red card to one of the coaches. If I'm not mistaken, not sure we can show you this, but the referee has got across. I think it's Vukovic has been shown a red card, the assistant here, and he'll have to go down to the locker room. Obviously not happy with the fact that New Mexico have been awarded a penalty. Brian Brown chats with Austin Wormel, trying to give him a little bit of inside knowledge here. Portillo has the ball at the moment, and the referee has sent that man off, Vukovic. Still, Kiesewetter and Johnny Fennick talking about the challenge.
And Dave, just the emotions associated with this game. Obviously, Jerome Kiesewetter used to play for FC Tulsa with the scoreline the way that it is, and just what's at stake for both of these two teams. Obviously, emotions are running high, and New Mexico United with a chance here to extend their lead.
Well, this is the only game that Portillo has not started. He's come on as a substitute. He has got 5 goals, and he, from 12 yards, will try to beat Austin Wormel and put his team into the lead. Dramatic scenes here at One Oak Field once again. Referee just checking everybody's now outside of the 18-yard box. And here is Justin Portillo with his right foot. Referee blows the whistle, and up comes Portillo and scores inside Austin Wormel's right-hand post. And with just about 76 minutes gone, it's now FC Tulsa 1, New Mexico United 2.
Portillo with a well-taken penalty kick there, gets enough power on it. Austin Wormel goes the right way, but tucks that one just inside the post. We'll get another look at it here. Walks up confidently. Wormel picks the right way, but a class penalty kick, low and away, extends the lead, Dave.
Yeah, and as you know, Annabeffa, that is a really good penalty. Let's just see that again. Now, is that a foul for a penalty? Kiesewetter felt it was. Referee pointed straight to the spot. He had no qualms about giving the penalty there at all. Let's see it again. Well, he certainly goes down dramatically. Let's say that. Jerome Kiesewetter goes down. Johnny Fennick was caught by Kiesewetter as he went down. Is there enough here for a penalty? He feels he's being pulled back. Annabeffa?
Dave, I mean, one could argue that Johnny Fennick's hand was wrapped around Jerome Kiesewetter, but it wasn't strong enough. The reaction, the dramatic play from Jerome Kiesewetter and him trying to draw that foul, in my opinion, referee sees that reaction, and I don't think that's enough for a penalty kick from an FC Tulsa perspective. I'd imagine pretty upset by that call. But then, Dave, you could argue back on the other end that what should have been a goal kick was a corner kick, and an own goal goes in if you're New Mexico United. So soccer's a funny game like that. You know, things can happen like this, and FC Tulsa find themselves down a goal.
And here's the substitution. Leiber Maloto is going to come off. And the big moment in the game now, because top goal scorer on 8 goals, J.J. Williams, up top now with Brian Brown and Dario Suarez. And that, Annabeffa, is pretty much the most attacking 3 players. I mean, with respect to DaCosta, who's been substituted now, that front 3, they've got to do it against this tough defense.
FC Tulsa having to go full throttle now, chasing this game again after going down early, finding a way to get back into this game off of the own goal, and then conceding a penalty kick. Controversial from a fan's perspective if you're FC Tulsa, but you're exactly right. The substitutions now FC Tulsa with an attacking-minded front 3.
And Harry Schwartz has come on wearing the number 33 shirt. He's gone to right back. Daniel Bruce has gone off the field. So certainly we've seen a lot. We're used to drama here at One Oak Field if you're a regular watcher of FC Tulsa. But certainly that is going to divide opinion. The Jerome Kiesewetter alleged foul there. Johnny Fennick heading away. He was absolutely adamant he did not foul. Seymour coming forward. They want a third to New Mexico United. Still only 1 goal in it, of course. Let's not forget that. Here's Austin Wormel. Here's Kembo Kibatu, immediately shut down by Hamilton. Bird. Display up to J.J. Williams. Ball down the right-hand side for Sion McFarlane, who keeps it in. Good run from Sion McFarlane. Does keep the ball in. 2 players await. Brian Brown's one of them. Here's Dario Suarez on the far post. Here's Powder coming in. Good challenge, though, from Sam Hamilton, who is one of those blue-collar workers who will run all day for his team, the captain. Good move.
McFarlane finding some space there finally on that right side. He's been kept pretty quiet in this game, able to get a good ball across, and FC Tulsa trying to rebuild here.
Dispay, ball into the box. There's J.J. Williams, heads towards goal, just over the top. And that is what the 6'4" J.J. Williams will give you, Annabeffa, that ball into the box with that man with his height.
That's why the substitution was made here. Just gives a different look for FC Tulsa going forward with his height and ability in the air. Here's another look. Great ball played in. Had to generate a lot of power from that distance to really challenge goalkeeper Timbakis, but up over the bar, and FC Tulsa continuing to knock on the door here with just about 10 minutes left in regulation.
2-1 then, New Mexico United. With the penalty from Portillo, his 6th goal of the season. FC Tulsa have lost here to Pittsburgh in a thriller 4-3. Also, Colorado Springs Switchbacks, a thoroughly professional performance by 2-0. Portillo into the box. Powder does well. Back to Austin Wormelu. Has to clear hurriedly with his left foot. 9 minutes left in this USL Championship match. FC Tulsa will not be back at home until August the 20th. Referee's blown the whistle here. And he's going to drop the ball here. Here's Hamilton. Kiesewetter has played that one out. Throw into FC Tulsa. Bourgeois then up to the hard-working Brian Brown. Schwartz goes in. Hamilton slips as he plays that ball forward. Here's Seymour. Seymour trying to get the ball into the path of Avuka. Avuka does well to keep that one in. Avuka now to the byline. Can he pull it back? He certainly can. Good save, Austin Wormel. Shot from Hamilton. Hits Kibato. Hamilton again. Headed away by Bourgeois. Williams heads it to Suarez, and the referee said unfairly, J.J. Williams. J.J. Williams, Anna, has gone to the right, Suarez on the left, and Brian Brown still the focal point, number 9.
Brian Brown trying to hold up play and connect with J.J. Williams and Dario Suarez. We know the capability of those three. Dario Suarez with 2 goals on the season, J.J. Williams with 8, Brian Brown with 3. So the 3 of them for FC Tulsa puts them in a good position, but FC Tulsa still trying to break through. But Dave, FC Tulsa, they've been able to score a lot of late goals this season, 11 of their goals coming after the 75th minute, so definitely still possible. FC Tulsa fans used to late goals here at One Oak Field.
Nico Brett is going to be withdrawn, and we're going to see the introduction of a couple more subs here. And a welcome back to Devon Sandoval, a legend, of course, of New Mexico United, the number 9. Brett has worked hard, hasn't had too many chances on goal. And also Austin Yearwood there, you can see, has come on as well. So, do we have more drama in the next 6.5 minutes here before the 4th official's ball goes up? Corner to New Mexico, who lead by 2 goals to 1. Sawahi opened the scoring. There was an own goal to bring it back to 1-1, and then a penalty from Justin Portillo after Jerome Kiesewetter was fouled in the area by Johnny Fennick. Here is Portillo now with the corner from the New Mexico left to the far post, over everybody. That's going to be a goal kick. 6 minutes left for FC Tulsa to get something out of this game. And here's Dispay. There have not been many chances. McFarlane's beaten to the ball there. Sandoval does well with his first touch. Yearwood goes back to Sawahi. Yearwood again now, up against McFarlane. Still there, the number 3. Does really well to play it back. And the referee says that there was a foul in the corner. J.J. Williams it was with the foul. It's a big smile from the 27-year-old Yearwood from Charlotte, North Carolina, former Richmond Kickers man. Anna Beffer, if you're Coach Zach Prince now, you want your team, New Mexico United, just to see this out professionally. Of course, if you're an FC Tulsa fan and you're Donovan Ricketts, you just want a clear-cut chance for your team.
Right, New Mexico United content with shaving off extra seconds here, especially breaking up play with dead balls, and if you're FC Tulsa, have to attack going forward.
Ball into the box is a really good one, headed over. Everybody wants their goal kick or their corner. It's gone to New Mexico United, who have to, FC Tulsa have to defend here. Of course, they don't want to concede a third. You feel that a third would be game, set, a match, but FC Tulsa still just a goal behind. Western Conference plays Eastern Conference tonight. Of course, FC Tulsa's 5th cross-conference game. Here's the corner from Portillo from the right towards the penalty spot. Good header away by Adrian Dispay. Yearwood now. Still they possess the ball on that left-hand side. That's a beautiful ball to Kiesewetter. Kiesewetter almost chopped down there by Dispay. And in fact, the referee is going to come and give Adrian Dispay a yellow card, and that means that Adrian Dispay will miss the next game because that's his 8th yellow card. And that, Annabetha, looked like an upset challenge as we see Machuca coming onto the field.
Yeah, you can feel the frustration building from FC Tulsa in those challenges. Here's another look at the replay. Kiesewetter just with that last touch, late challenge from Dispay, then exchanging some words there in the corner. We mentioned the emotions high in this game. A lot at stake for both teams, and referee opts to go to the books.
Well, and Adrian Dispay has had a red card and now 8 yellows, so will miss the game. Next game. He's a very combative defender, good defender, but there you can just see a little bit reckless, clearly upset with Kiesewetter, but you've got to be careful. You don't want to go down to 10 men, of course. Here's Portillo, scorer of the penalty, low into the box, away by J.J. Williams. And FC Tulsa, from their fans' point of view, are at the wrong end of the pitch as we tell you that Machuca's come on for Kembo Kibato, another attacking substitution. So you've got to say that Donovan Ricketts has done everything he can in the attacking sense.
Yeah, he can. He's rotated multiple players, and as the second half's developed, made some changes to really try to change the dynamic of the attack and the landscape of that final third for FC Tulsa, but they just haven't been able to execute. J.J. Williams has tried to make something out of nothing. Brian Brown trying to hold up play as FC Tulsa building out of the back here in transition to get something going.
Fans head to the FC Tulsa app to vote for tonight's Man of the Match. You can download the FC Tulsa app on the App Store and the Google Play Store. Voting closes at the final whistle. Free kick this time to FC Tulsa. There is Jerome Kiesewetter. Played 9 times for FC Tulsa. Didn't find the net. And then in the exchange with Brian Brown, that man there, Zach Prince, got Jerome Kiesewetter on his roster. Very experienced, born in Berlin. Made a full USA sub appearance in 2016 versus Iceland. Did sign for FC Tulsa in January 2021. Loaned to Sacramento Republic in July of 2021 and then traded this year in January to New Mexico United. Here's Austin Wormel bowling the ball out here to Bradley Bourgeois. Bourgeois striding forward as he has to now. Yellow shirts surrounding him, and Bourgeois in the end, credit to New Mexico there, they just surrounded him, Anna.
Right, there's no need to step in there, no reason to potentially commit a foul in that area. Just stand him up, and Bradley Bourgeois, unfortunate, that touch a bit heavy, carries him out of bounds, and New Mexico United will throw this ball back in to Kiesewetter.
Kiesewetter felt he was pulled by Johnny Fennick. Johnny Fennick's really getting frustrated. Kiesewetter wants more for Fennick. The referee saying it is just a foul, no card. And we've got 20 seconds left of the 90. And now the referee is going to Johnny Fennick, and he's going to give Johnny Fennick a yellow card. And that is Fennick's 5th yellow card of the season. Not sure he's given him a red card. Of course, it's 2 yellows, and for the second match in a row, FC Tulsa will finish the game with 10 men. Johnny Fennick, who was booked and booked again. And so FC Tulsa will now play the last 6 minutes. Tulsa Tech time added on here with 10 men. 6 minutes of Tulsa Tech stoppage time enrolled today at tulsatech.edu. Well, it's all happening here. It was, let's be honest, not much going on in the first half, and now we've seen corners given when perhaps they could have been goal kicks. We've seen own goals, we've seen a penalty, and now we've seen FC Tulsa go down to 10 men. And now it is New Mexico United just trying to professionally keep hold of the ball here for 6 minutes and go away with the 3 points. Kiesewetter with Bourgeois. Kiesewetter somehow gets that one in. Here's Sandoval with a real chance here. Ball laid back to Hamilton. And now here's Machuca, can run down the left-hand side. Machuca, the lively Honduran here, look, running down that left-hand side, but again, he's got no one for company. Does really well to get it to Suarez here. Suarez now. Brown. McFarland, good ball into the box. JJ Williams is there, but Tom Bacchus, to be fair, has not had much to do, and he plucks that one out of the night sky. Good goalkeeping.
FC Tulsa in transition, trying to make something happen. Machuca does really well there to hold up play, doesn't force it, realizes that he needs to wait for additional support in the transition, able to play that ball across. McFarland tries to play a ball in, but Bacchus ultimately brings that ball in. FC Tulsa just not able to execute, trying to find JJ Williams as New Mexico United continues here in the final third.
Johnny Fennick was booked in the 74th minute, and then in the Tulsa Tech stoppage time, 2 yellows making the red. Sandoval, good play from him. Ball is loose here now. Yearwood shot, easy save for Austin Wormel, who now you feel has to punt the ball down the field, but he goes, rolls it out here. FC Tulsa got that line of 3 up front. Machuca's there, Williams is there, but so's Caden Ryden to head it away. Dispay heads it back to Austin Wormel. 2-1 the score. FC Tulsa are used to scoring late goals. Can they do it again tonight to force at least a point here? Bird over the top, looking for Noah Powder, who just about keeps that one in and then commits a foul. In fact, it's Bradley Bourgeois there who's not happy with Tete. And New Mexico won't mind that, Anabefa, because it just takes a little bit more off the clock.
New Mexico very content breaking up play here. We'll get another look at the collision here with Bourgeois. You see the frustration there, goes down. Bit of a soft challenge, in my opinion. Teta, really, if you're New Mexico United FC, though, you're trying to just milk every last second here to wind down this game, but the frustration from FC Tulsa can be felt in this stadium.
Another foul. Jerome Kisavetta there. Adrian Dispay's got to be careful. He's had a yellow card. No yellow card from the referee, but he is going to invite the trainer on. There's Kisavetta. Dispay is annoyed. And professionally, you've just got to keep a lid on your temperament, haven't you, Anna? You know, you're down to 10 men. No trainer needed, says the referee. But what it does do is it gives New Mexico United a chance to slow things down. And now the referee's coming across to the trainer out of shot here, just saying to attend to Jerome Kisavetta, who will now need to leave the field, of course. So it's all happening here in the confines of One Oak Field. And it's a free kick. Justin Portillo is over the ball. The 10 men of FC Tulsa desperate to get the ball back and get some kind of action on the New Mexico goal here. Thanks for your company again here on ESPN Plus. As the shot comes in, Wormel spills and then clears. And also My 41 here in Tulsa. Got to be quick now as the ball is belted down the left-hand side. Underneath this is Tete, who just shepherds that one out. There's going to be a throw in here for the second half substitute, Harry Schwartz. Wearing 33. Referee blows his whistle. Last few seconds of this game, with New Mexico with its narrow lead. Now Bourgeois goes down under pressure from Sandoval. Got to be quick now. Eric Bird is having to play slightly deeper here, just temporarily. Dispay goes long, looking for Brian Brown. Sawahi's there. Brown and Yearwood comes away with the ball. Sandoval with the freedom of One Oak Field finds Hamilton. Hamilton can bring in Schwartz, and this is extremely professional from New Mexico. Anabefa.
New Mexico United just trying to maintain possession here, not taking any significant risks going forward, just trying to shave off any last few seconds of the clock and limit FC Tulsa a chance to respond here offensively, as Dario Suarez trying to strip New Mexico United FC from the ball.
Yeah, Tete just caught there by Dario Suarez, and it all gets very frustrating for the home fans. But if you're a New Mexico fan tuning in, you're happy with this because your side leads by 2-1. We're playing the Tulsa Tech stoppage time that the referee has allowed, 6 minutes. Long ball, looking for Schwartz. That one's going to run away, and the referee blows the final whistle. And New Mexico United have won for the 6th time on the road. FC Tulsa will need to pick themselves up. They had their assistant sent off. They had Johnny Fennick sent off for 2 yellows. And Anna Beffer, it all ends in disappointment for FC Tulsa. But New Mexico United have professionally done really well to come away with the points.
First half was a bit quiet between these two teams. Nothing could get going offensively, but the second half, so many things to talk about. There were controversial calls. Obviously, late in the match, things started to get a bit heated between the players. New Mexico United able to edge out this win 2-1, and FC Tulsa with a few tough road matches ahead, Dave. And as you mentioned, they'll have to pick themselves back up after this tough loss at home and try to go get their first road win of the season.
They certainly will. There's Rodrigo da Costa chatting with the referee. Kisavetta there with him. I'm sure Donovan Ricketts will have a little bit to say about this game. But FC Tulsa have gone down for the 3rd time at home. There are some hugs there for former New Mexico man Brian Brown. And FC Tulsa, as you said, will need to pick themselves up. I'll tell you what, we'll go to break now, and we'll come back and we'll show you the highlights and talk about some of those decisions that have affected this game. It's finished FC Tulsa 1, New Mexico United 2.
Summertime is back at Osage Casino Hotel Tulsa, and we have the perfect getaway for you. Cool off in our spacious freeform pool. Grab your favorite drink and chill at the poolside bar. Or relax and unwind in a cozy private cabana. Just steps away are tempting restaurants, live entertainment, and a world-class casino gaming experience. At Osage Casino Hotel Tulsa, your place to stay and relax.
Here at Titan Sports Complex, we offer a variety of sports and training facilities for all ages. Whether you play soccer, basketball, football, or volleyball, Titan Sports Complex has it all. With over 11 outdoor fields, a state-of-the-art indoor training facility, and a health club, Titan has exactly what you need to meet your fitness goals. Visit TitanSportsComplex.com to learn more about all of the amenities and options available at Titan. Titan Sports Complex, the official training, strength, and conditioning partner of FC Tulsa.
Well, welcome back into One Oak Field. A beautiful shot there from our wonderful production crew here. To be honest with you, Anna Beffer, it was a very dull first half. It was 0-0, very little on goal. And it all comes to life in the second half. We saw 3 goals. We've seen plenty of incident. And we need to look at it all and see how it all finished. FC Tulsa 1, New Mexico United 2.
You're exactly right, Dave. Both teams tactically in the first half finished well with their game plan, but they just weren't able to break through. Here's an opportunity from FC Tulsa trying to get on the score sheet. Brian Brown makes a great run. DaCosta, powerful header, leading him through to try to break through New Mexico United, but Timbakis, excellent save there to deny an opportunity for FC Tulsa. But New Mexico United continued to be a threat going forward, and finally breaking the deadlock of Cura, crosses this ball in, and you play a ball like that across the face of goal, something good is going to happen. And that goal for New Mexico United, scored by Suwahi, And then FC Tulsa just continuing to try to make something happen, but kept getting caught offside, Dave. They're trying to find those runs in behind, but New Mexico United, veteran back line, knows exactly what they're doing, steps up just before those plays develop. DaCosta unhappy with that call, but gets caught offside. And then the corner kick opportunity here. This was where the controversy started. This should have been a goal kick. Referee gives a corner. FC Tulsa plays the ball in. An unfortunate series of events for New Mexico United. This one goes in for an own goal, and suddenly we are tied. And this game just continues to get more interesting. Here's a look. Here's the controversial call on Johnny Fennick. You could argue that there could have been a bit of theatrics involved there from Jerome Kiesewetter, but Portillo steps up confidently and converts the penalty kick. That's the game changer for New Mexico United, and FC Tulsa falling short here. But Dave, lots to talk about, a bit of controversy late in this game, but it doesn't really matter at this point. Game over, New Mexico United 2-1.
Yes, it is. As we look at the full match stats here, it will not tell you about the incidents that we have seen. What it will show is that New Mexico outshot FC Tulsa, both in shots and shots on target. FC Tulsa slightly more of the possession, but you know, you see 9 offsides. Well, there were 2 good defences on display here tonight, Anna, but you know, you have to credit the away side for coming here and winning the game by 2-1.
And these are the types of games, as you get late in the season, where you have to kind of grind these out. It's not always pretty, but those top teams are able to do it, and FC Tulsa not able to get it done tonight. New Mexico United able to find a way to get 2 goals against FC Tulsa. You mentioned the possession about even, and that comes from the tactics. Both teams set up very similarly, and in the first half, a deadlock. In the second half, kind of similar shots, happening more in that offensive third, but again, neither goalkeeper really challenged, but just some unfortunate, the own goal, the penalty kick. Just, you don't always see games like this, Dave, but this one ending in a 2-1 victory to New Mexico.
And we should say as well, no game for FC Tulsa now for 10 days before they go to Birmingham Legion, but of course they're going to be without 2 of their centre-backs, aren't they, with Johnny Fennick, who will have a ban, and also Adrian Dispay, who received 8 yellow cards. So it's going to be tough. They've got others to come back, Ronald Rodriguez, Matias Silva, but they're going to have to pick themselves up, aren't they?
This is one that you just have to be quick to forget. We've talked about the upcoming schedule for them. They already had success against Birmingham Legion FC earlier in the season, beating them 3-1. This is an opportunity for them to go on the road, erase this loss, and get back on the right track. And you mentioned the tough schedule ahead. FC Tulsa fully capable of doing it. Donovan Ricketts has them in a good position. Obviously not in that playoff spot yet, but more to come for FC Tulsa.
Well, the fans are going to stay with it with FC Tulsa. They know that there is something big coming here, but they've been beaten tonight in a night of controversy, shall we say. But congratulations to New Mexico United, who go away with the 3 points. As I said, the fans will stay, and FC Tulsa will need to pick themselves up. Thank you so much to Anna Beffer alongside me, yours truly, Dave Saunders. Thank you for this wonderful crew who provide all the shots, and thank you so much, most importantly, to all of you for tuning in. It's finished. FC Tulsa 1, New Mexico United 2.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.